He was waiting for 6 hours. I was only there the last hour and a half.
Where did you live in Ridgeway?
Nice occasion.
We lived on the Remus. Randolph Place, the dead end, the first street, the dead end. That's where we lived. 50 years, it was really a great place. Yeah, right, I don't live there. Yeah, where do you live here? We sold our home.
Oh. 1 minute.
I saw Rudy pulling in, so
Where's Rudy?
well he can't come till 1 minute.
No, you have to wait usually
Well,
2
he better
minutes.
be right now then.
Spring Meadows is wonderful. Rich Henry was moved in. Cliff Matthews just moved it in the end of the month. Jim
Hello, Rudy.
Hello, Rudy.
Hey, how are you? Just made it.
You too, me.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm learning all these things.
Nancy?
Hello, good evening.
I saw Rich Miller this afternoon.
You ready?
I also saw
Rudy, you ready? Nancy, you ready?
What we got?
I please call the 7 p.m. work session meeting to order. Roll call, please, Nancy.
Mr. Boonstra?
Here.
Mr. Lane?
Here.
Mr. Madigan?
Here.
Mr. Shanley?
Here.
And Mayor Melchiong.
Here. Can you please read the open work session statement?
Yes, Mr. Mayor. This regular work session meeting of the Wykoff Township Committee is now in session. In accordance with the Open Public Meetings Act, notice of this meeting appears on our annual schedule of meetings. A copy of said annual schedule has been posted on the bulletin board in Memorial Town Hall. A copy has been filed with the municipal clerk and has been posted on our municipal website. And a copy has been emailed to the Record, the Ridgewood News, and the North Jersey Herald News, all newspapers having a general circulation throughout the Township of Wykoff. At least 48 hours prior to this meeting, the agenda thereof was similarly posted, filed, and emailed to said newspapers.
Thank you. Can you please confirm Finance Committee has reviewed and signed vouchers?
They have, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you. Can I please have a motion to open the 10-minute public comment period? 10-minute public comment period, 2 minutes per speaker for public comment on any governmental issue that a member of the public feels may be of concern to the residents of the Township of Wykoff.
So moved.
Second.
Mr. Boonstra?
Yes.
Mr. Lane?
Aye.
Mr. Madigan?
Yes.
Mr. Shanley?
Yes.
And Mayor Melchiong.
Yes.
With an affirmative vote, the motion is approved.
Please step forward to the microphone if you wish to make a comment.
I'm Jerry Getting, 629 Lawlands Road. I'd like to say the cost of the ladder truck of $2,280,000. How much is included in the cost of the bonding and legal fees? In other words, you're talking about $2,280,000 as a bond. How much did you allocate for the cost of the bonding and how much for legal fees? That's my question. Okay. Has any thought been given as to how much the old ladder truck can be sold for? I get lots of response. Does the council have any goals or plans for Wykoff in the near future or long-range plans? In other words, I never heard of any goals that the council has or township has about next year, the year after, or maybe 5 years over. So I'd like to know whether you people up here have any goals. I also like to say that I stand corrected from the last meeting. That's unusual, but I do stand that way. I said normally there are 12 to 16 police cars parked at the township by the police department. Visit before the last meeting, there were only 10. I called that smoke and mirrors. Well, I recently went by and all 16 cars were back, so I apologize for my misrepresentation. I will speak to you at the council meeting, and I'd like you to kindly, at that time, give me the proper time to present what I'm going to present. I think you'll be very like it, I hope.
Thank you, Jerry.
There being no one else, a motion to close?
Second.
Mr. Boonstra?
Yes.
Mr. Lane?
Aye.
Mr. Madigan?
Yes.
Mr. Shanley?
Yes.
And Mayor Melchiong.
Yes,
With an affirmative vote, the motion is approved.
thank you. Could I please have a motion to approve the employment status of James Hart as probationary police officer? Sorry about
I'd like
that.
to make the motion
Probation.
to appoint probationary police officer James Hart.
Second.
I'll second.
Mr. Boonstra?
Yes.
Mr. Lane?
Aye.
Mr. Madigan?
Yes.
Mr. Shanley?
Yes.
And Mayor Melchiong.
Yes.
With an affirmative vote, the motion is approved.
All right, before we bring James up for his oath of office, I'd just like to read something. James will be graduating from the Passaic County Police Academy on March 21st. James achieved his associate degree in criminal justice from Berkeley College and is currently seeking the bachelor's degree in criminal justice from the same. Prior to attending college and while in school, James worked for the Glen Rock Police Department, first for the Records Division and then as a Class 1 Special Officer, where he had exposure to the day-to-day routine of what is expected and required to do the job of an officer. James is a volunteer firefighter in Fairlawn, where he achieved Firefighter 1 status and currently serves as second lieutenant for the department. James is also an Eagle Scout, which represents his level of commitment, as only 6% of scouts achieve this status. James' training, experience, and dedicated to law enforcement has made him a well-qualified new officer for the Township of Wyckoff. James, come on up.
You gonna vote?
Yeah.
Do we vote?
Yeah, you're doing the oath.
Okay. Oh, 'cause I missed. Okay.
I, James Hart, do solemnly swear that I will support the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of New Jersey, and that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same and to the governments established in the United States and in this state under the authority of the people, so help me God. And state your name. Do solemnly swear that I will faithfully, impartially, and justly perform all the duties of the office of probationary police officer according to the best of my ability, and that I will not use my office to grant preferential treatment nor seek personal gain, favor, or advantage not available to the public, so help me God. Congratulations.
Ouch.
before we take a few pictures, Chief's gonna come up, say a few words.
Just want to say, obviously, congratulations to James. So for anyone who knows law enforcement, obviously it's a very grueling career. There's a lot that goes into it. There's a lot of time. We need to pick the right person for this career. James excelled in the process. Obviously, being an Eagle Scout was tremendous help. He went through a lot of work to get to where he's at. And we can't do any of this without the support of the mayor, Melchior, and the entire council, keeping our staff and those where they are and working with us day to day on our operations. To the family, congratulations to you. He's embarking on by far one of the best careers. There's a lot out there about policing right now, but it is still by far the best career. You can see all the officers in the back here today. It's here to support your son. It's a tremendous outshowing from what he is and what he's done. So we just want to say thank you for allowing James to work with us and being with us. James, to you, congratulations. A long career coming to you. And we hope for the best. So thank you all for coming tonight.
While they're, James, while they're coming, would you sign the actual oath? Thank you very much.
Congratulations. Welcome aboard. Thank you. Tomorrow in the middle.
Chief. Chief. Take one step. One step to your left. One step to your left. Sorry. All right. That's it. Yep.
I guess they need to go up.
Thank you very much.
Nice job.
Where can I stand? I'm not sure.
Why don't you come over here?
Sorry. Thank you.
If I could prevail upon you for a moment, Mayor, I'm Chief Ackerman from Glen Rock Police.
Yeah.
Sorry.
No, no.
I just wanted, I'm Chief Dean Ackerman from Glen Rock Police, and I just wanted to congratulate Police Officer Hart on his appointment and present him with his Glen Rock Special Police Badge, which we had framed for him. He worked for us for 4 years and was a great asset to our department, and I know Wyckoff will be very happy with him.
How are you? Nice to see you.
Hey, I want to make a comment. No, I didn't comment. Never commented. Wait. No, I didn't.
Want to tell him just wait?
Yeah, still we have a
Just
com-
wait
I have a
1
comment.
second, and then, no, we just have a few comments, especially from the police committee who hired James.
Yeah, I just wanted to comment that as police commissioner last year, I had the pleasure of being on the interview committee with James. He clearly is an outstanding individual. We certainly admire his spirit of volunteerism, not only in Fairlawn with the fire department, volunteer fire department, but the Class 1 officers. A nice tribute. Thank you for coming from Glen Rock. He's an Eagle Scout, and we're confident that he's going to make an outstanding officer, and we're really happy to have him here in Wyckoff, and we welcome you. All the best.
Rudy?
Thank you, Pete. Yes, I was the deputy police commissioner last year, and I just want to echo what Tom Madigan said. And the interview process was grueling, and James came out clearly on top, and we're glad to have him here. And I think it's a credit that your chief from Glen Rock is here to support you and the other officers who are here. So welcome aboard, and we look forward to having you here for a long, long time. Thank you, James.
Roger?
Yeah, I just want to wish James the best, a long and safe career here with Wyckoff, the police department. You're joining a group of fine individuals in this department, and thank you so much, Chief of Glen Rock, for being here and the kind words that you had for James.
Tim?
James, welcome to Wyckoff. I'm happy to have you as an officer in town, so good luck to you.
Yep. James, congratulations, welcome, and now you could go celebrate.
It's nice, good job. That's why I got confused. I didn't think we had voted yet. I thought we were gonna make the motion. It didn't matter. Nobody cares, nobody cares. There we go. It was nice for the chief to come from the line. Yeah. Very nice.
Nah, take your time. We got plenty of time.
So, yeah.
All right. Are you ready, Matt?
Yeah.
All right. Whenever you're ready.
On tonight's agenda, you have several resolutions. We have a redemption of a tax sale certificate, temporary emergency appropriations. This is just an amendment to the temporary budget. As you know, we have not adopted our budget yet, as we'll be doing that later on. We'll be introducing our budget later on in the meeting. Authorizing our participation in the New Jersey Clean Energy Planning, Community Energy Planning Grant Program. I mentioned that at the last meeting. This is the grant where we plan in order to try and get the bigger grant, which has a lot of money to do the implementation. Resolution 147 will be changed. It will not be the change order. It'll be the introduction of the municipal budget, which is not on consent. It's a separate vote. There's two ordinances for introduction. First is the introduction of the cap bank ordinance, which is required prior to the introduction and adoption of our municipal budget. And 2007 is an ordinance with regard to a special assessment for all or a portion of the cost related to lead service line replacements. This is a shared service that we are doing with the Village of Ridgewood. It affects about 20 homes down in the college streets. They've all been notified by Ridgewood Water that they have lead service lines, and they will all be notified by Ridgewood's bond counsel, McManum and Bauman, Scottman Bauman, next week. And that'll be for a public hearing on this matter and further discussion at the second meeting in April. There's also two motions on for the agenda, which we read in full during the meeting. As for updates, we submitted the FEMA Assistance for Firefighter Grant for portable radios for the number of seat riding positions across all trucks in the fleet. We are currently working on several grants, one of them, some of them being the Bergen County Open Space Grant for work to be done at Pullis Field, the NJEC Open Space Grant, the Green Communities Grant, the Community Energy Planning Grant, as we talked about, and we're also working on congressional appropriation, potential congressional appropriations, as we're expecting that those requests will be coming in shortly. We know that Senator Booker is having a webinar on Monday. The only thing that we know yet is that the webinar is happening, but the regulations or the draft regulations have still not been released. So still don't know what's eligible for even submission this year. Anyone who has any content for our summer newsletter, please try and get it to me by April 1st. Curbing and right-of-way tree work has been done on Grandview, for the Grandview Avenue Improvement Project started about 2 weeks ago. Additional work is ongoing and will take place 9 to 3 to accommodate Coolidge School travel, except Grandview will be closed starting on Monday, April 15th for about a week, beginning at 6 a.m. on the 15th. The closure will be from Nancy Lane and Ravine Avenue to Lowy Place. This will be, during this time, the hump will be removed from Grandview. A new base will be put down. It'll be, and then the rest of it up to about Ravine will be milled. And at least a skim coat will be put on so the road will be travelable again until the project can move forward during the summer.
But that's scheduled because of school vacation week, correct?
That is scheduled because of spring break. The schools
Purposely scheduled.
schools are already being notified that it's supposed to take a week. It might take longer. And they'll have to plan for it, but we're hoping that it'll be about a week. Solutions Architecture, which were contracts that were awarded at the last meeting, has done their preliminary assessment of the police department, and they're working on their planning report now. And they've also come out and done their assessment visual. They've had a drone fly over the building. They did all their measurements with regard to the roof, and they're working on the plans and the cost analysis that we've asked for from them. Hope to have that in about a month or so. And then Joe and I, along with the Shade Tree Commission, are busy working on the required tree ordinance that needs to be introduced in very due haste. We had some lengthy, fruitful discussions at our last 2 Shade Tree Commission meetings. Joe and I have both also been attending 2 or a 3-part state webinar that's been offered every other Tuesday. It's a great webinar. We're learning a lot. But hopefully we'll have the 3rd and final section of that webinar is in 2 weeks, and then we'll be able to hopefully bring to the Township Committee an ordinance which covers the requirements of the requirements of the DEP and doesn't is not too onerous. And that's it.
All right, thank you, Matt. Rudy, you want to kick us off for Township?
Oh, sure. Where do I start here? I don't lose my voice again. I'll start with the Environmental Commission meeting last night, which was busy. Obviously, it's springtime, so there's a lot going on at the Environmental Commission. I'll highlight some things, but not everything. I'll save that for the next meeting. April 6th is the spring compost sale event at Russell Farms Park from 10 to 11 a.m. The film festival the name has been changed back to the 2024 Flow Film Festival Green Film Festival, I'm sorry, because Oakland has rejoined us. It's Thursday, April 18th is a presentation, and May 9th and May 16th. We have Arbor Day obviously coming up on April 26th. We will not have trees for Arbor Day, but we will have a tree giveaway on Wyckoff Day at the Environmental Commission tent. We have Wyckoff Family YMCA Kids Day, Saturday, April 27th, and also Team Up to Tidy Up. That will be first, and then the Healthy Kids Day will be at the Y after Team Up to Tidy Up. Spread the word on Team Up to Tidy Up. Matt covered the grants for NJEC, open space. There was talk about the community garden at Eisenhower School. There are some open areas there which need sponsors and someone to tend to them. Obviously, the fishing derby will be coming up on July 1st, or on June 1st, rather. I'm sorry, June 1st. I think that kind of covers the pending issues for the Environmental Commission. We swore in our new member last night, Christine Brennan, so she is officially a member on the board now. The Planning Board was last Wednesday night, and there were only 3 items on the Planning Board. One was a fence approval at the corner of Covington and Cresthaven, which was approved. It was an open fence in the front yard. The other was a completeness hearing for Cornerstone Church, who was going to construct an ADA ramp on one of the buildings and install 2 emergency generators on the site. There was also an informal concept plan hearing for the Cedar Hill Shopping Center. It involved closing one of the entrance egresses, egresses on Cedar Hill Ave, and moving that possibly to Blum Court, which is that cul-de-sac street between Cedar Hill and the medical building. Also included a new pad for retail space on, I guess, what would be the southeast corner of the site. And it was a conceptual, it had some ideas, it needed some more work. I expect they'll be back with something at some point. The interesting part was there was no talk of EV charging stations. I mentioned that last night at the Environmental Commission meeting as well. Beyond that, I attended the groundbreaking on Sycamore Ave for Hope Christian Services for their group home on Sycamore Ave on the 13th, last Wednesday. On Saturday, I attended with everyone else the animal rabies clinic at the DPW garage, which was very, very busy. We had over, I think, well over 200 vaccinations. I'll mention there was a historic, the historic group was able to secure from the county historic marker for the Union Cemetery. And the DPW installed it last week, so that is there now. There will be a little dedication ceremony on June 1st that the Historic Society is looking to hold. Board of Health, that last week, and we talked about the solar eclipse. This is an official solar from NASA, solar eclipse safe watching glasses. There was a person from NASA, the guest speaker was a person from NASA who was associated with the Bergen County Board of Health. Laura, our representative, arranged for her to be there. She's very knowledgeable and gave us a whole lot of safety tips to forward to our residents about eclipse watching. So everyone watches the eclipse properly and does not hurt their eyes. We'll be getting that out. We'll probably have some PSAs to get out through Nancy's office. And I guess finally, I attended last week and this week, I attended a couple of meetings along with Nancy Brown regarding relocation of the polling location, couple polling locations, and improvement of some others for the 2024 primary and general election. We're at Cedar Hill Church on the 7th, looking to install more additional electric outlets, which the new machines require, and we agreed on that with the church administrator. And this morning we were up at Christian Health again, looking at the auditorium there that we're going to use with folks from the County Board of Elections, and that went well. We're going to install some more outlets there, and then we visited the old dairy barn on Sycamore Ave, which is very deficient in outlets, so we showed them that. So thanks to Nancy for her efforts there, and I think that's all I have, Mayor.
Okay, thank you, Rudy. Tim, you want to go next?
Sure, I'll go next. The Ramapo Indian Hills Board met. They introduced their budget, and Mariana Emelo is in the audience tonight. I believe it's a $74,000 increase they got from state aid, and their budget is $69.6 million, and it stayed within the 2%. So that's good. Congratulations on doing it and not having to raise taxes too much. Fire commissioner update. I was at the company-wide meeting last night, and they announced that the golf outing is June 3rd, their annual golf outing. They also brought up trying to retention of volunteers, and in basically getting more volunteers. And they talked about there's grants from the federal government about retention of volunteers, which could provide some kind of stipends or things for volunteers. You know about that?
Just came out today, I think.
Yeah, so if we can help them as best we can, and the ambulance corps, because it would apply to the ambulance corps as well. So the best thing we can do is do whatever we could to help retain their volunteers, because their volunteers really help the township. So the next thing is Company 3. Bill Colbert from Company 3 also approached me. They're having a problem with their garage door, and they had to go out and Aquarius, I believe, in Wyckoff. They actually have bills from it. They were looking for some kind of help with those bills for the door.
Company three?
Company 3, yeah, because they had problems where they couldn't close them when they were going out on calls. So, all right, so if you can just take a look at that to see what help we can give to Company 3. And then the Design Review Board met for the first time in a long time. They met last Thursday. They elected Robert Ebel to be the chair, and they heard an application for 646 Wyckoff Avenue, and they approved some of the design that they're gonna have for the front of that building as well. So that passed. Maureen, was at that, and so was Tom Getzheimer. He was at the meeting. Zoning is meeting on Thursday, and what else do I have? The only other thing is I wanna congratulate my former colleague Kelly Conlon, who was sworn in today as a Bergen County judge. So I'm gonna miss you at the office, Kelly, but you're gonna do great at the Superior Court in New Jersey, and good luck to you.
That's it. Roger?
Okay. Excuse me. I attended my first Memorial Day Parade Committee meeting, and I can say, as I'm sure everybody knows, it's a well-oiled machine. I mean, the parade is always a tremendous success. They're working on who the Grand Marshal is going to be, and we're attempting to get some groups potentially from West Point from a musical standpoint, and some, we're trying to get some young folks that are involved in the military to participate, just be present there, so that the folks that are out there watching the ceremony see that those young folks who are, defending our country are there and represented. So if anybody knows anybody who's active today or even in the reserves, please get a hold of me, and I'd be happy to pass that information along to the Memorial Day Parade Committee. Last night I attended the K through 8 school board meeting, and I'm proud to say that the Eisenhower Middle School was awarded what they call a school to watch. It was redesignated as a school to watch, which is in the educational area is a tremendous award. They're very proud about it, and as we should be as well, so that we have a great education system, K through 8, and of course up at Ramapo Indian Hills as well. The girls' basketball team at Eisenhower also won a championship, so congratulations to them. Under DPW, I briefly stopped by the rabies clinic, and I was amazed that the dogs that were being vaccinated, I didn't hear one bark, one whimper, nothing. And the veterinarian, right? You laugh, right? But I've never witnessed that, so to see that was pretty amazing, and it was a big crowd, a couple hundred cars at least. You had mentioned, Matt, that work's progressing on Grandview. The closure again, April 15th, in coordinates with the school spring break. It looks as though it's really progressing pretty well. You can see how deep those curves have gone, so that they can take care of that quote-unquote hump. Just had a Shade Tree Commission meeting, and as Matt had said, I think he used the word onerous with regard to a potential ordinance. I could tell you there'll be much debate about how we approach that, but we do need to meet the requirements that are laid out by the state as best as possible. Let's see. Oh, on Arbor Day, the Shade Tree Commission the tree will be planted previously at Washington School, and there'll be a ceremony there for the tree that was planted. I also attended the Hope Christian groundbreaking. The helmet was much too small for my head. It was fun, though. It was really good to see something like that that's going to benefit people. Other than that, I think that's it, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you, Roger.
Okay.
Tom?
Okay, well, I'm going to start up and proudly announce and welcome my new grandson, Grayson Anthony Pagano, who was born last night, to my daughter Annie and my son-in-law Gary. He was 8 pounds, 11 ounces, 21 inches. My daughter spent all day on St. Patrick's Day in labor and the majority of yesterday in labor, and finally had a C-section. Everyone's healthy, and everyone's doing fine, and of course Mary and I are very proud of it. This is our grandchild number 7, so we're very, very, very fortunate. I too would like to recognize Mariana Emilo, who's here this evening. She's our liaison from the Rampo Indian Hills Board of Education. Thank you, Mariana, for coming this evening. It's always nice to see you. And good luck and best to Kelly Conlon. Thank you for your service to our township on our planning board, and congratulations on your appointment and swearing in as a judge. I was at the rabies clinic on Saturday. I think people talked about it. It was very well attended. Thank you to all our volunteers and people that made it such a success. And I think all everyone could think of is, it's sure nice to wait in your car in March rather than outside in the cold the first week in January. So I know Nancy had a lot to do with it, and thanks, Nancy, for your leadership. I was at the Chamber of Commerce meeting this morning, which was a well-attended meeting. There was a visit and a presentation from our police department, which was a pleasant surprise, and we're glad to see them. And then I just want to report the Recreation Board met last week. We had a very lively discussion, lots going on. I'll be probably filling you in the next meeting, some of the things that are evolving and developing, and all the members were there, so that's the 3rd month in a row that was well attended. And we welcomed Larry Berger to the Rec Board, so congratulations, Larry. That's all that I have to say.
Thank you, Tom. First, I want to happy first day of spring, and also happy St. Joseph's Day today. I already had my pastry, so it's my pre-dinner. I also attended the Hope Christian Services groundbreaking on Sycamore Ave with Tom, Rudy, and Roger. Then this past Thursday, we had along with the entire Township Committee and our legislators from District 40, the Ramadan ceremony right outside of here in front of Town Hall. It was a very nice event. I attended the Northwest Bergen Mayor's meeting. The topic this year, and it's been topics all over, is trying to control the deer population. Our congressman did attend the meeting as the guest speaker and trying to give us some aid and support for that issue. Rudy touched on the planning board. I wasn't able to go to the Memorial Day Parade committee meeting. Roger was there. Roger commented on that, and I was also at the rabies clinic. And just lastly, tomorrow night the library board meets, and that's all I have. Dave?
I too want to just congratulate Kelly Conlon for going on the bench. I think that's a 3rd resident of our town that's gone on the bench in the last year. So it's nice to see residents of Wyckoff being recognized in the judiciary, and all 3 well-deserved, and especially Kelly. So I just wanted to publicly say congrats to her as well, and for her service on the planning board. Many times I sat on that board as the attorney, and she did a great job there.
Thank you, Dave. Anyone else have anything? Motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Second.
Mr. Boonstra?
Yes.
Mr. Lane?
Aye.
Mr. Madigan?
Yes.
Mr. Shanley?
Yes.
And Mayor Melchiong?
Yes.
With an affirmative vote, the motion is approved.
Good job, man.